You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Braxton Family Values After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Braxton Family Values After Show.
Hey! Yes, that throwback Toni Braxton. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another episode of the Braxton Family Values After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Hey, Jason J. Carter here, joined by the lovely...
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Gray. Make sure to tweet me during the show at @SweetNinaMarieG with any questions or comments.
Yes. I mean, Toni Braxton used to have some dope cuts.
She did.
I mean, forget Unbreak My Heart. She had that whole album, More Than a Woman, that no one bought, but this song was on. Good stuff. 2002 in the house. Another great episode of Braxton Family Values this week. And it was not so Tamar heavy.
It was not. They did not focus on Tamar. They gave her a rest this episode, so that was a nice breather. I think that we all needed a breath of fresh air or a
fresher breath there.
Yeah, like Tracy's there.
God. Okay, let's gab about that real quick. Traci Braxton. Tracy Marie Shaquifa Braxton. Hooked on Phonics, did it not work for you? Because some of the stuff she says is like, what? But we'll get to that in a minute. So every season, the girls have a crazy idea of something they want to do together as sisters. Not like they don't do everything already as sisters. But this season, they want to open a store.
Yes, they want to open a store, not including the mama, though. So they just want it to be them, the sisters. They don't want mom included. However, I think that Tamar had a really good point where when she said, well, there is no stores that is 21 to like 55 where there's a section for everyone. And I mean, I don't know. Why don't they want to include the mama?
It didn't make any sense to me either. I'm like, the mom is essentially a sister. You know, there's 6 Braxtons.
Yeah.
So thinking, well, it's like, now they're going to exclude the mom and have mama drama?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to work. And the store is a bad idea anyways, because when Tracy wanted to open up Believe, remember Believe? Let's harken back to season 2 where Tracy wanted to have her own salon in Baltimore, Maryland. Believe. What kind of name is Believe, Traci Braxton? And the girls were not happy about it. They were not like, Tamar was like, no, you are team too much, trying to have... What was that? I mean...
Hell to the knob!
Boom. Tracy was off her rocker trying to do the salon because she felt like, she was dubbed as the wannabe. So she felt like she needed to get her shine.
Yes.
And do something that was going to make her stand out from the rest of her sisters, and it never happened, which I knew it was not going to happen. But now we have Trina, who has still carried over her Canadian accent from Canada. I mean, I don't know what that is about. I mean, she's like, the house is so like hot, it's like a boat, like Ashley boo.
I'm so over her. First, so she's this Canadian chick, and then when they were all at dinner, she said that she wanted her name to be Torrance. So she was like this white girl from the valley.
Right.
Like what Tamar said. So it's like, what are you, boo? What do you want to be? She said she hated her name. I mean, I'm just over it. Just do you, boo. Do you.
Quick sidebar, Ashley. I'm not liking their vignette picks when they go to different parts of the show that features them. I feel like this season there's a lot of loose ends that aren't tied up. The first 2 seasons were they're on point. Everyone was gorgeous, hot. Now, I mean, Trina in her vignette looks like she has spider eyelashes. I hate it. Every time I'm like doing this, I'm like, I can't watch. AfterBuzz, I'm putting my hand
But Tracy looks good, though.
Tracy's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, Tracy looks really good.
But this Braxton store, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could work.
It can't work. We were talking about the Braxton sisters. opening up a business together. There are too many points of views, too many personalities. No one's, I mean, what are they going to name it? I can guarantee you Tamar not going to like the name. And it's probably going to be something ghetto if you leave it up to Tracy.
Right.
And, I mean, it's just like there is no, I can't really see a common ground between all of them because all of their personalities are so different. The only thing that I did like about this store is that they wanted each section to reflect the sister. So if you know, really love the way Tamar dresses, then I'm going to go to Tamar's section.
Right.
If you really love the way Trina dresses, and so on and so on. That's why I'm like, why not include Mama? You got some mamas out there who loves the way she dresses very nice, I think.
Right.
So I did want them to include the mother, but I don't think it's going to work. I think one sister needs to spearhead it and just do it and then allow this, you know, what they wanted to do. Well, okay, well, let's have a Tamar section, a Tracy section, a Trina section.
Right.
But no, everyone's hands doesn't need to be in the pot because that pot is too small.
Right.
Ain't nobody trying to put no.
That kitchen is too small for all them cooks.
Exactly.
So they could have a Tamar collection.
Exactly.
A Towanda collection. But who would design these clothes? Okay, what would go into the store?
Well, I think that what they're trying to do is they don't want to be the designers. They are just going to buy clothes that reflect their personalities and just put them in the store. So they're just going to be buyers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be an original design from Tracy or Tamar Braxton. It'll be Tommy Hilfiger in the Braxton store. Boom. Got
or
it.
like an inspired look,
Right.
like something that Tamar would wear.
A muumuu inspired by Tracy Braxton.
But you know what? I don't like Trina's style at all. So it's like, what girls would go into Trina's section?
Hipsters, Silver Lakers.
Do not be putting Silver Lake like that because I do not
boys.
think so. That I don't find Trina's style appealing at all. And you know, would there be conflict within the sisters if one section is more
Of course.
profitable than the other?
I mean, duh.
Yeah. Disaster.
Duh.org.
I don't think they should do it.
Me neither. But, you know, Trina's always out there with her ideas. I mean, her music video last year, which was not bad.
It wasn't bad. It was actually really good.
The song was great. I downloaded the song.
It didn't go anywhere, though. Flop.
I mean, well,
Like a fish out of water.
There you go. So moving on. Now, this show was really Tracy Braxton heavy. Mm-hmm. They focused on Tracy's life, what's going on in her life, and things that are happening. And she was asked to speak at a ovarian cancer benefit in Baltimore.
Yes. We need a moment of silence.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I was on a TV show and I was a personality, I would make sure that every chance I got to speak on camera would be flawless. And I would make sure that I was not only being my most authentic self, but the best self I could be.
First of all, how did she get this gig?
Right.
Who booked her for this?
I don't
Because was it a joke? I was waiting for, was it an episode of Punk'd? Because this was a hot mess. .com, .org, .edu.
.gov. .ca.uk.
It was horrible.
Horrible. And
Horrible.
the speech she gave was highly offensive, talking about the cancers down below. Really? It's like, first of all, that...
I apologize on her behalf.
Yes, anyone who has lost anyone to ovarian cancer and knows someone that's suffering, we're sorry for that because Tracy did not do it justice. And cancers down below sounds like crabs, any other kind of STD you might have. And she called white women her albino sisters. I had never heard that ever in my life. Marissa, have you ever heard a white woman referred to as an albino sister?
No.
Me neither. So when I heard that, I immediately spit out my Cheerios and was like, what the F is going on?
She didn't even know.
And then she openly admits that she's not going to run because also there was a run. It was a 5K. It was a 5K run walk. And she was like, look, I'm going to run when the camera is on me.
You know what? And I actually took offense to that because this is a serious issue.
Serious.
And I don't think that she took it. I think that she took it very, very lightly.
Right.
And it's not a topic to be taken lightly.
It's not.
And she didn't run. How you gonna come to a run and not run? You just gonna run when the camera is on you, boo?
Horrible.
That's not right. She should have ran.
Well, her and Tamar the week before worked out because she said she had a week to get in shape for
Exactly.
this. Which, I mean, honestly, Marissa, you run a lot. I mean, you're an expert runner.
Get it.
A week is nothing. A week is like
No.
what?
Nothing.
So for Tracy Braxton, who is, she's a
She likes to
full-figured
eat.
woman.
She loves to
full-figured
eat.
woman.
Carbs are her best friend.
Love bug. A week was not going to do it. But also, she gets up there and gives the speech, and it's like so choppy and just not eloquently delivered, and just so many things, you know. And I was very disappointed, because if that was Towanda, even Tamar, I think that they would have really taken it seriously, because when you see Tamar in interviews, when Tamar speaks, she really has a handle on the audience. Oh, can we talk? She's speaking to.
Yes.
So Tracy, I don't know, my albino sisters, and then she had the cancers down below. It was just a train wreck.
Even when she realized that she had made a mistake, she realized, okay, this is something. I was all over the place. In her apology, she was laughing. What's funny? Like, this cancer is such a serious issue. Maybe you can smile politely, honey, but you don't need to be laughing.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So I took offense to her. I was like, okay, Tracy, now I already called you dumb. Now you really dumb in my book.
Well, to add injury to insult, Ash, she has to give a PSA as well.
She looked beautiful, though.
She looked
great.
great.
Love the hair. I love the makeup, but
it was not the business. First of all, when you watch the PSA, it's almost like they were like, look, just read the cue cards. We'll shoot you from an angle that looks like you're looking into the camera. Then we'll put it out, because it was really bad.
It was.
I mean, it was. I know 10-year-olds who could have done that PSA a lot better. And for her being a celebrity and really being asked to be an ambassador to such a cause as this, it's almost like she made a mockery of it.
Exactly. And you know what? I love how down to earth Tracy is. Do not get me wrong. She's very personable. She has an amazing personality. And I did see it in certain clips. However, her presence on camera and she just didn't bring that that we needed to see in a public service announcement. I don't think she took it really that seriously. And she needed some help. She did. She had a support system, but it may not have been the best. Well, actually, her dad did make some. Was crying.
To intervene.
Crying, yeah.
To get her together.
But I do love, as I said before, how down to earth she is. When she was like, "No, one more again," and then the guy was like, "Wait, what?" And so she's sophisticated. We love sophisticated girl.
Yeah, sophisticated.org. AfterBuzz, let us know what you think. Do you think Tracy was in the wrong for not taking this seriously? Go on to iTunes, rate us, give us 5 stars, leave comments. We absolutely adore hearing from you guys. Be it bad comments, good comments. I mean, we like the good comments. But, hey, it's an open forum. Let us know what you think. Rate us and tell a friend on iTunes, and we'll make sure we give you a shout-out on next week's show. So, I personally feel that Tracy was on a scale of 1 to 10 of 1. Moving on, though, Tracy also has a thing for bikes. I did not know she was part of a bike club.
I did not either.
It was so shocking. And now you can follow her on we.com for certain things that she's doing with this bike club.
Yes.
I was like, Tracy, she's so many things.
She's all over the place. And, jumping way ahead, in the next episode, this girl trying to get a gun. She is so all over the place.
Well, she is an Aries. She's wearing, she is kind of hot.
Hold up.
I mean,
I'm an Aries.
Cray.
Shout out to all the Aries out there. We are kind of cray.
I would never give you a gun. No guns for Ashley Nina Marie. Sorry about it. Not happening.
But, I don't think Tracy needs a gun.
Or
a motorcycle. Well, I don't know. She actually, now that she's seeing her on a motorcycle, it kind of fits. But before seeing her on a motorcycle, I would be like, nah, Tracy on a motorcycle, that ain't gonna happen. But I don't know. We'll see how that spans out. Follow it on We.
Well, yeah, because I want to see if she falls off the bike.
That's what I want to see.
If she,
knock her weave out.
Something. But Tracy, and then, I don't understand how she's so offended by men coming on to her, because she felt that the Congo guy was inappropriate, but I thought he was just trying to, get her together.
No, that man was inappropriate.
My twin brother acts like that. Just says the dumbest things at the wrong time. But it's all in good fun, though.
But if I was there by myself and he was speaking that way, I would be very uncomfortable, and I would feel a little bit, I wouldn't feel at ease. And I think that you need that sort of, you need a very comfortable environment in order to really let your guard down and work out, And it's like, he was like, let's get that booty to like a juicy apple. And I was like, okay. But I don't
Well, he's been on the show previously, though.
Yeah.
The Braxtons really love going to their people. They're loyal. Dr. Sherry, they're loyal to Dr. Sherry. They're loyal to Congo Man.
I like them, but I would just bring like 5 of my friends.
It'd be like a party. Look,
it'd be a party.
We're gonna work out. They're gonna watch. Drinks in the back and make it happen.
Exactly.
So stupid. Well, you know, one of the things I wanted to comment on this season though is I'm loving all their new hairstyles. Toni looks so elegant and nice, and you know, just very, you know, just glamorous.
I love, you know, I'll always love Toni with her short hair, but I will admit she looks absolutely beautiful with her long hair. But she's just so beautiful with that short. Toni, can I get a glimpse of the past?
Well, you know, she actually did give us a glimpse of the past. This episode, she talked about not really being into music anymore. And which is funny, Ashley, because, you know, I've been seeing that coming for her. I mean, just from buying her albums over time. Like, her last major album was Pulse back in 2010 with Hands Tied. Great album. But Toni Braxton's one of those artists of a time, like Mariah, like Madonna, you know, in the early 90s, you know, she was a protege of Babyface, you know, and she says that this episode as well, that, you know, her and Kenny Babyface Edmonds, you know, that was her big brother. He created Toni Braxton. Yeah. You know, I remember the Boomerang soundtrack, Love Should Have Brought You Home, was the her breakout song. You remember, so can we cue that up? Love Should Have Brought Me Home from Toni Braxton. Great song. And, you know, then she went on to have You Mean the World to Me, Breathe Again, 7 whole days. And not a word from you.
But you know what? I relate to what she's saying when she says, you know, I'm an artist. And sometimes artists, you get out of that zone. And she's just not feeling it anymore. And I don't really know what can get her back into that. I know Towanda said maybe speaking with Babyface will kind of get her back into where she needs to be mentally when it comes to music. But she's not feeling it. Right. It's just not what here we go.
Yeah,
get it.
Boomerang soundtrack, such a good song. Babyface bells. You can tell signature Babyface music. It all sounds the same, but it's also magical. Toni, the thing about Toni though is that I understand where she's coming from, because she needs to have her creative and spiritual garden watered. You know, music isn't what it was back in the day. People aren't buying whole bodies of work. People are not buying music or contributing to these artists the way they used to. And Toni Braxton is a catalog artist. If people listen to Toni, you would go see Toni in Vegas. Like, you go see Celine in Vegas. Like, Toni Braxton's one of those iconic vocalists. And so for her to be like, okay, I want to put out another record and then not do well, it's kind of
it's a blow to the ego.
Right, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know, she's not some newcomer. She's a heavy hitter. She said it time and time again, I'm Toni Braxton. I am a heavy hitter. Regardless of bankruptcy, she has 7 Grammys. You know, so I wasn't mad at her. And when she said this on the show, you could feel that she probably wanted to like break down, or it was a very emotional time. You know, like she was just over it. And she's older. She has lupus. She has kids. You know, she has a divorce. There's a lot of things going on.
Well, I don't really think that she's honestly, I don't think that she's over it. I think that she just doesn't think that she will succeed in this market, because she has to compete with so many younger people, and I don't think that she feels her image is going to be
hold up.
Yeah. So I think that she would love to do it, but she just doesn't think that she would be successful.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, one of the best Toni Braxton albums ever, her Christmas album, is slammin'.
Really?
Snowflakes, AfterBuzzers, next Christmas, download it. She has a song called Snowflakes of Love. It's amazing. I actually got the CD on accident. Someone left it at my house. But I was like,
that's mine.
It was Christmas. Put it on, hands down. It's Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton Christmas albums are the absolute best.
Yeah.
But I don't think she should be over music. I really think that maybe Toni should go the route that Deborah Cox went. You know, she put out a record of standards. You know, she's sing maybe some Burt Bacharach, you know, or older works, you know, do some standards like Michael Bublé. The reason why he's so amazing is because he's singing standards that people love. And his voice is great. Let your voice do the work for you. Yeah, original music is great. We always want something new. We always want something that's going to be like, oh, it's a new Toni Braxton. It's hard. But sometimes we also just want you, period.
Exactly.
We want something, just anything from you.
Well,
you know?
I think that if she just puts something out without any, you know, she's not thinking about what other people would say, what her mama might say, what her sisters may say, just her. You know, when Towanda was saying, you're going through all of this stuff, write this stuff down and turning into beautiful music that you want to hear. I think that she's too busy thinking about, you know, succeeding and comparing herself to other people. If she just puts the music out and it's from the heart, I think that it would be amazing and that people will really take to it.
I think so too. You know, it's funny you say that, Ash, because a lot of a lot of the best albums you would buy are from people that have been through it. Like, for instance, Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope. Hands down, Janet's most definitive work. And it came at a time when she was depressed, when she was going through an eating disorder, but the music reflected the pain. Mary J. Blige, My Life, Keisha Cole, Just Like You. All these people are going through something, and they pour Christina Aguilera Strip.
You know what? Because it's real.
Right.
It's something that real people can relate to because what the lyrics are real. It's not this, it's not BS.
Exactly.
And you feel it. You feel the emotion through the music, through the lyrics, and everyone will just gravitate to it. So, Toni, put out some good stuff. If it's coming from the heart, which we know that it will, people are going to love it.
I mean, I can't wait. I bought her last single, I Heart You, and I was hoping for a full-length album. Never happened, but I love the single. Toni, she's like she said, she's a heavy hitter, very creative. And if you think you need to talk, I can't believe we're counseling Toni Braxton. If you think you need to talk to Babyface, hit her brother up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Face, I need some hits. Let's do this.
And she mentioned having, doing a collaboration with Babyface, that they had talked about it before. So maybe that would be like a nice segue into, doing her own thing. I would love to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Let me hear it, girl.
Me too.
Let me hear that.
Towanda. I wanted to touch on Towanda a little bit because she seems to be, we always think that Tracy's the odd one out, but Towanda to me is the odd one out. And we saw that today when she was taking ballet class with her daughter, with Brooke, and Braxton was even there, her son as well. One of the main reasons why I love Towanda is because Towanda is just so what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And she's always so just candid with everything. She's like, my name is Towanda. When you call Towanda, you're going to get, a girl. What about Tori? Tori, if you call Tori, it could be a boy or a girl. And just the way she says it was so comical because I always feel that way for girls that have weird names. Like, if your name is like Bonquiqui Danelle, that's going to be a girl south of the 10, big booty, that's going to be like, yo, what up, homie? Yeah, girl, yeah. But my cousin's name is Shannon, and he's a dude. So when people say, yo, Shannon, I'm like, it could be a girl's name. And I also have another cousin named Ashley as well.
Yeah, I know a guy named Ashley.
That's a dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Towanda. But your name, Towanda, I mean, I could also make jokes about your name, like Towanda.
Yeah. Or what is her nickname? Toe.
Toe. Well, I have a friend named Tomas. His nickname is Toe. And every time I say his name, I think of crunchy corn feet. Because, toe, like toe. Like, ew, toe. And he looks like he would have dirty feet. I'm serious. Nonetheless, this episode was really, really good. I'm glad that we're finally digressing from Tamar because it was getting a little exhausting. It was getting annoying, exhausting. It's like, quit talking about Tamar. Like, we're over it. So I was happy to see a glimpse into each sister's individual lives. I love seeing, Brooke at her ballerina class, which Towanda, she was getting a little out of hand with that. And you can tell that the instructor was like, okay, sit down. Let me have several seats. Yes,
let me go ahead and work this out. Do you think Towanda is really hard on Brooke?
No, I think that Towanda has the tendency to be a monster stage mom. But my mom was the same way. I think that she just loves her children and she wants, to throw their kids into something that's going to benefit them down the road. But I don't understand why people want to put their kids in dance class so young. Because they're not going to grasp it. They're not going to remember it. It's just basically you force them to be playful. Whereas if they're 5 or 6 or 7, they're more evolved. Their minds are more active. They're more able to retain and really wrap their head around things of that nature. So I don't get it. But more power to you, Towanda. You're an awesome mom. We've seen it in previous seasons that your family is everything. And one thing also this episode that was kind of on par was Gabe not being not favoring the sister store idea.
And I agree with Gabe. Think about it. Out of all of the girls, who is really putting in the work to create this store, creating everyone else's dream? It's Gabe. Just like what Trina said, Gabe is the one who got the bank loan. Gabe is the one going to these venues with Trina to see if the space would fit for what they have envisioned for their store. So it's like, if I'm the one doing all of this work to get everything going, the girls are going to want to come in when everything's profitable.
Right.
And then we only get 10% each. So I kind of do feel what Gabe is coming from, and I see where Trina's coming from, because she's like, well, these are my sisters, so it doesn't matter. Do you feel that just because someone is your family that there is a sense of entitlement, or do you think that it has to be earned regardless of, let's say you have your brother. Would you allow your brother to have a certain piece of the pie even if he didn't help
just because he's your brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like, but it just depends on your bond with your family. I feel like if you have, you should, provide for your family, and especially if you have a lot. Like if I was rich, my family is not gonna have to need or want for anything because that's my family,
right?
And I expect the same in return. So that's why I know where Trina's coming from. These are her sisters, and she's gonna do whatever she needs to do to make sure that they're involved and make sure that everyone gets a piece of the pie. How do you feel about that?
Again, I agree with you on for the most part, Ash, because I'm really close with my family. I think that
But you like, they ain't getting none of my stuff.
No, but like, I have a twin brother, an older brother, and sister. I'm really close to my mom and my dad. I do think, if you are abundant, it is your job to share the abundance with those in your family. To whom much is given, much is expected, correct? So, but I do think that, with these sisters, though, there are a little bit there's a little bit of coat riding, and especially with all the Tamar drama, because if we go back to a couple of episodes earlier, Towanda's coming from a place of jealousy, saying, and we never really got to the bottom of why they were mad at Tamar. We just heard accusations that she was secretive, but there was more to that was underlying. So I don't know if I would want to necessarily go into business with people like my sisters on that level. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. I would not want to. I don't think that the business is going to be successful with all of those different personalities. It's too many dynamics being tossed in this pot. I feel like Trina needs to go ahead and spearhead it with Gabe, and this be their store, but allow her sisters to influence, the different sections, the Tamar section, the Trina section, and get their advice and their feedback. But Trina and Gabe are the sole, owners.
Sole proprietors of the store. Well, I agree with you, Ashley. Well, there you guys have it. Another great episode of the Braxton Family Values after show here on AfterBuzz TV. And let's move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I predict that Toni will get back into music, that she hasn't lost her fire. She needs to. You can't quit while you're ahead. And I say that because even though she hasn't put out anything, she's still Toni Braxton. There's still an audience for her that wants to hear Toni's music. It's, everyone's going through it. Even Mariah Carey says, music is in a very bad way right now. People aren't buying music the way they used to. They're not spinning our records the way they used to. So you have to find other avenues to get it out there. And if you are a true artist and truly passionate about your craft and really want to live your life and live what you may call your purpose, then put it out there. So I think Toni's going to be back with an LP, and I think that the sisters are not going to open the store. No. Tracy's going to get on the bike, and we're going to see more drama between Gabe and Trina. I think that's something. I don't think Gabe, just because he cut his hair and got some new clothes, doesn't mean he's a new guy.
Well, I pretty much agree with all of your predictions. I do think that Toni will come out with more music. I would love to hear collaboration with Tamar and Toni, as well as Toni and Babyface. So hopefully this will be a really great, way to get her back involved in the music and get her mind loving music again. Right. As far as Tracy, I predict that she's gonna fall off her bike and her weave gonna fall off or something like that. But I don't think that Trina and Gabe are going to get into any more arguments. I think that they're in a good place, and I predict that it's just going to keep getting better. They're going to keep cultivating this loving.
Yes, cultivate.
Yes, this loving and nurturing relationship, because I love seeing that on TV.
I did too.
So let's keep that going, and I predict that, the dad and the Mama E, I think they're going to get back together. I do, because they've been getting along too well. Right? Like something, I see that spark.
He wants to dip his ink in the company well again.
Don't he, though?
You know what I'm saying?
Won't he do it?
With Mama E. Girl, she'll slap the piss out you. Well, there you guys have it. Until next time, I am Jason J. Carter. Follow me on Twitter at JJCForever. And also, you can now follow me on Instagram at @TheJasonJ.Carter. We will see you next Sunday.
And I am Ashley Gray. You can follow me on Twitter at @TweetNinaMarieG. And you can also add me as a friend on Facebook, as well as on Instagram at Nina Marie Gray.
Thank you.
Go ahead, boo.
No, and
I was just going to say it was a nice show.
Yes, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we love you. Have a safe week. Thanks for watching.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.